Hi guys, my name is Boris and I'm a 6th semester computer engineering student at the Technical University of Berlin. And on this channel I want to talk about things that I've learned and might bring a value, general educational topics and perhaps a few lifestyle videos. Today I want to make a desk setup video because I myself really like videos like that, and I generally quite often find something that I like and want to add to my desk setup. I will try and provide all the links for the items I have in my list in the description below. And with that said, let's start with the heart of my desk setup. My 2019 16-inch MacBook Pro. I'm sure you all know what a MacBook is, and this one in particular is spec'd with the Intel Core i9 with 8 cores, 32 gigabytes of RAM and 1 terabyte of total storage. For a student, 1 terabyte could be a bit much, but I store a lot of raw photos and now also YouTube videos, so that I actually need it. But this bad boy is my heart and soul. It has never let me down. I did such a big upgrade because my old machine was really annoying. It was the base version of the Microsoft Surface Book 2, and I just wanted a machine that would just never fail me or annoy me, and that I could keep for a long time. But even with this machine, I had to buy external storage. I have bought a 1 terabyte SanDisk Extreme Portable SSD to be able to store my videos and photos. I actually have a second one for my backup, but as mentioned, as a student, you will probably not need this much storage. Anyway, with my MacBook as my primary workstation, I have an external 4K 34-inch curved ultra-wide monitor from LG. To be precise, it's the LG 34UC99W, quite a name. And I honestly love it. It is so convenient just having one cable to plug in when connecting to my Mac. I can't imagine working with a smaller monitor or two smaller monitors. It's just so nice to look at and so practical, especially when coding and having Stack Overflow on the one side and your editor on the other. What's even cooler is that this monitor can display two PCs side by side. For example, I have this Jetson running Ubuntu for my bachelor thesis connected via an HDMI cable, and I often have to open one on one side and my Mac on the other side. Now, this monitor is quite pricey, and I bought it back in 2018, I think, and there now is a newer version that is less expensive. But I have links for both in the description. As for peripherals, I have the Keychron C2 with the cherry brown switches as my wireless mechanical keyboard. The feeling a mechanical keyboard gives you is just so satisfying, and the aesthetics of this model fit with my current space gray wood green vibe. Before that, I had the Logitech Craft keyboard, so a non-mechanical keyboard, and although it was totally fine and worked well, I missed the clickiness and the key travel of a mechanical keyboard. But now I am actually using it again as my keyboard for my Jetson. It's practical because it has this Bluetooth USB stick or knob so that I can use it wirelessly with the Jetson. You can also see the second one here, which is for my mouse. And this mouse I use for my Jetson and my MacBook. And the mouse is the Logitech MX Master 3. It is a pretty widely known mouse, and that's for a reason. It fits very well in your hand, it has multiple buttons with multiple functions, the integration into specific apps, and the customization, and it switches very fast between Bluetooth devices. And it again fits into my color scheme. I don't have any speakers because the MacBook speakers are generally really good, and I have to save some money somewhere. But when I want to encapsulate myself, I would just use my little AirPods, and that'll be fine. Now, something that I have recommended before in my Tech for Computer Engineering students is my trusty iPad. This one is the old 13-inch iPad Pro with the Apple Pencil Gen 2, and I use it a lot. Well, I have used it very much, but this semester I have no real lectures where I take notes, etc. But all semesters before, this machine was in permanent use. In retrospect, I think the 11-inch would be enough, but it is what it is. Back then, the new iPad Air wasn't released, otherwise I would have probably gone with it. As for tech, that's all, except for this little Nanami wireless charger, which I bought ages ago and have just been stuck with ever since. It does the work and I like my phone standing upwards on my desk. Then, before getting to the aesthetics, I really want to highlight my whiteboard. I've just recently bought it and it is amazing. It looks clean and more high quality than those with the aluminium border. It kind of looks like one out of the doctor's office, but I like it and it actually wasn't that expensive. I use it to write down my daily to-do lists and it's always next to me, so I can clearly see what I have to do. And the writings and drawings clean off so well, even after multiple days of being on the glass. This one is a top recommendation. The next item that I really like is this Grove-made Wolfleet desk pad in the dark color and medium size. It looks good, it can fit my mouse, my keyboard and my iPad on it, although with the iPad it does get a bit cramped up. I should finally get a case for my iPad. But yeah, it's really amazing. It looks great, it's comfortable, and when they send it to you, you get a little handwritten note of a person that was assigned with making it for you. I really appreciate such details. Let's continue with this little guy. I received this one as my birthday gift from my friends and I think it's really cute. I really like it, but I don't really know where they got this from. But it comes with a remote, so you can do cool little light shows. But I always keep it on this setting when it's dark or just off. I once had to take him apart to change the battery, but it worked out great. I'll go through those last items rather quickly because they are fairly basic and the video is already going to get quite long, I think. Of course, on every desk there has to be some greenery, and I love greenery. This is a plant that I have had for a long time and looks great. Inside I have placed a little cat that I brought with me from when I was in Japan, and it has sadly gotten a bit dirty. But then I also have another one that's a bit more cleaner, but is not from Japan. Here I have this IKEA shelf with a fake plant that I'll hopefully one day finally replace with a real one. And then there are also some Apple boxes just for storage, and this camera lens. My first one to be precise. And finally, I have the IKEA Skurup lamp, which I don't really like. It's annoying if you want to pull it around and reposition your lighting, because you really just can't do that. And then there's this little play jar storage unit, which is handy for the few things that otherwise would just be laying around. All of this sits on a IKEA kitchen countertop, on some very annoying legs from a local hardware store that don't really hold very well. And underneath I have these two racks from Amazon that hold my power bricks, extension cords, and just a bit of cable management in general. But yeah, that's it. Of course, there are a few things that I also use quite often on my desk, but I don't consider them part of my desk setup. All of this setup that I showed you was built up over time and is my existence. I also have a few kitchen tools that I really like, but yeah. I spend a lot of time here at this desk just doing my work and studying, that I really think it is worth it to make it as nice as possible. Having a workspace that you find aesthetically pleasing and you just really like makes doing the work a lot nicer and a lot more fun. And with that said, I really hope you've enjoyed this video and perhaps found something that you want to add to your desk setup, like for example, the whiteboard. Perhaps you would like to see how I actually spend time here at this desk, then you could watch this video where I show you how I study. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!